welcome. Have a nice day. Today is Monday, 2nd of December 2024. This day is famous for the International Day for the Abolition of Slavery. This day reminds us the situations of exploitation that a person cannot refuse due to threats, violence, coercion, or abuse of power. From the Indian history point of view, National Pollution Control Day is celebrated on the same day, 2nd of December, to raise awareness about the pollution and its hazardous effect. This day is observed in memory of the people who lost their lives in the Bhopal gas calamity, which is considered one of the biggest industrial disasters. So, starting the newspaper with the world news, including protests spread across Georgia as Prime Minister criticizes United States European Union pressure. Trump picks Tiffany, Trump's father-in-law, Massad Balouas, to serve as advisor on Arab Middle Eastern affairs. United States President Joe Biden issues a pardon for son Hunter Biden in gun tax fraud charges. Syrian Russian jet strike on rebels as opposition advances after seizing Aleppo. Protesters sweep Georgia after government scraps European Union bid over 40 hospitalized. Russian President Putin approves budget plans with record defense spending. Starting in the newspaper with the Hindu, we have Russia removes general in charge of Syrian operations. Military bloggers say Syrian opposition fighters stand in front of the University of Aleppo after rebels opposed to Syria's President Bashar al-Assad said they had reached the heart of Aleppo, Syria, November 30, 2024. Moscow dismisses General Kessel, possibly replaced by General Jaiko amid Syrian conflict, as reported by bloggers and returns. Russian war bloggers reported on Sunday that Moscow had dismissed General Kessel, the general in charge of its forces in Syria, after insurgents swept into the city of Aleppo in the biggest challenge to President Bashar al-Assad in years. Russia is a key Assad ally. The removal of Kessel, 53, was reported by the Rebus River, a telegram channel which is close to the Russian Defense Ministry, and by the Vinoy Osividomitel military informant blog. Editors has requested comment from the Russian Defense Ministry. Since the start of the Ukraine war, Russia has made a number of military reshuffles that were not publicly announced. Senegal seeks answers 80 years after French massacre of African soldiers. Editorial soldier attends the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of massacre of African soldiers who fought for France during World War II and were gunned down by French troops in the 1944 for demanding fair treatment and pay. Thierry Senegal on December 1st, 2024. Senegal commemorates the Thierry massacre, demanding France to take responsibility for the 1944 killing of African soldiers. Senegal on Sunday, December 1st, 2024, that is yesterday, commemorated the 80th anniversary of massacre of African soldiers who fought for France during the World War II and were gunned down by French troops in 1944 for demanding fair treatment and payment on their return. The West African country has long demanded its former colonizer take responsibility, officially apologize, and properly investigate the massacre that took place in Thierry, a fishing village on the outskirts of Senegal's capital, Dakar. The event, which renewed these demands, came as France is losing influence over its former African colonies, many of which have turned to Russia for security. Instead, the riflemen sacrificed everything. They gave of their youth, they gave of their blood, they gave of their flesh for freedom and world peace. Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye told the guests and reporters. Iraq MPs postpone vote on a revised bill after the outcry over underage marriage. Iraq's parliament delays a vote on the controversial legal amendments, including family law changes, sparking civil outrage over underage marriages. Iraq's parliament postponed until Monday, until Monday, that is today is December 2nd, 2024, a vote on controversial legal amendments, including a reworkable family law bill that had sparked civil outrage over fears of a resurgence and underage marriages. A session devoted to the legislation scheduled for Sunday, December 1st, 2024, did not go ahead and would now be held the following day. Parliament's Communications Department said the proposed amendments would let people choose between religious or state regulations for family matters such as marriage, inheritance, divorce, and child custody. Critics fear the move could erode protections for Muslim women by lowering the legal age for marriage, currently set at 18 or 15, with the consent of legal guardians and judge, and pave the way for the adoption of Islamic jurisprudence that could allow girls as young as 9 years old to marry. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that Eknath Shinde returns from two-day break, power-sharing talks to resume. Maharashtra caretaker Chief Minister Eknath Shinde addresses a press conference at Satara. After a two-day break, which led to the speculation about his discontent, Eknath Shinde is back in Mumbai, paving the way for the power-sharing talks that they were halted for 2 days. The caretaker chief minister, who is reportedly unhappy about not being made the Home Minister in the new government, has not denied the reports and said the decision would be taken in a meeting between the top leaders of three alliance parties. Shinde went on two-day visit to his native village, Dari in Satara, on Friday after cancelling the scheduled meeting between him, BJP leader Devendra Fadnavis, and NCP chief Ajit Pawar. This meeting to discuss the sharing of departments, the number of cabinet berths, and carrying ministerships is now expected to take place on Monday. Delhi braces for another round of farmers' protest. What are their demands? Farmers raised slogans during the Maha Panchayat or Grand Village Council meeting as a part of the farmers' protest to press for better crop prices. Delhi is bracing for yet another round of protests by farmers' organization. Their members will start their march towards the national capital on Monday, that is today, December 2nd, news agency ANI report. Sukhbir Khalifa, leader of Bharatiya Kisan Parishad, has said on Sunday that the members will begin their march towards the Delhi on Monday, demanding fair compensation and better benefits under the new agricultural laws. We are ready for our march towards the Delhi tomorrow on December 2nd. We will start our march from under the Mahamaya flyover in Noida. By noon, we will reach there and demand our compensation and benefits as per the new laws, Khalifa told the news agency ANI. Judicial panel visits Sambhal, inspects violence-hit areas. Three major member judicial commission visited the Shahi Jama Masjid in Sambhal, Uttar Pradesh on December 1st, 2024. The Judicial Commission constituted to probe the Sambhal incident visited violence-hit areas of the town on Sunday under the tight security as a part of their investigation into the November 24 violence which had claimed 4 lives. The team conducted an inspection near the Shahi Masjid area. The commission is headed by the Justice D.K. Arora, retired IAS officer Amit Mohan Prasad, and former IPS officer Arvind Kumar Jain are its members. The team spent nearly 2 hours in the area around Shahi Mosque, interacting with the local residents and officials to gather first-hand accounts of the incident. 2 members of the 3-member commission were present during the exercise. Muradabad Divisional Commissioner A.K. Singh stated that the team's objective was to examine the sites where violence had erupted and to address the relevant queries. Officials including the Sambhal District Magistrate D.M. Rajendra Pensria and the Superintendent of Police SP K.K. Bisnohi accompanied the team during the inspection. A.K. Singh said officials answered the commissioner's queries during the visit. The judicial team is expected to return for a more detailed probe in the coming days. The divisional commissioner confirmed that the situation in Sambhal has been peaceful since the violence and that prohibitory orders will remain in effect until December 10 to prevent the further arrest. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, amid slowdown, Reserve Bank of India government Gulf widens growth to holding rates. The RBI on the spot has been constantly flagging the risk from the continued high rate of inflation. Much before the data released on November 29 showed that India's economic growth had slumped to a 7-quarter low of 5.4% in the July-September discussions within the government had questioned the Reserve Bank of India's upward revision of the growth estimates up to 7.2% for 2024 to 25 and flagged worries about the cumulative impact of its prudential measures. The Indian Express has learned RBI Governor Shakti Kanta Das said. Post-Supreme Court ruling, APFO issued 16,282 higher pension payment orders under employees' pension scheme. A total of 17.49 lakh applications were received for the higher pension option after the Supreme Court directed the EPFO to open a new window for pensioners and members to apply for it. Given the high number of pending applications for higher pension, the EPFO is aiming for a timeline of the next 3 months to process all the applications. Kharif recruitment, government departments call for high reforms beyond MSP, a high to tackle agri concerns. While the departments did not directly oppose the hike in the MSP, the documents show they gave varying suggestions to look beyond the MSP to provide remunerative prices to the farmers. A farmer, the Purandar Taluka of Pune district of Maharashtra. Now, going to the science and tech, we have shock diamond, supersonic heat nuggets, and SR-71 Blackbird takes off from the Dryden Flight Search Center, California on March 9, 1993. Shock diamonds are visible in its exhaust. Sometimes when a rocket or jet takes off, its exhaust has an alternating pattern of the light and dark patches. Bright patches in this formation are called shock diamonds, aka Mach diamonds. Shock diamonds are formed when an engine releases its exhaust into the atmosphere at supersonic speed. Just as it leaves the engine, the exhaust can be at a lower pressure than atmospheric pressure at the same altitude. As the exhaust flows out, the atmosphere compresses it until the two pressures are equal. It is also possible that the exhaust becomes overcompressed, at which point it will expand outward again to drop its pressure. This seesawing process may repeat itself multiple times until the exhaust pressure is close to the atmospheric pressure. This entire process generates waves in the exhaust plane, leading to the formation of shock diamonds. Plastic treaty talks fail over the disagreement on production cuts. INC chair Luis Reyes Valdivieso brings down a gavel made using a recycled plastic bottle tops from the Donado landfill in the Nairobi during the start of the plenary of the 5th session of the United Nations Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on Plastic Pollution (INC5) in Busan on December 1st, 2024. However, countries have decided to resume negotiations sometime next year under the talks tentatively called the INC 5.2. A long-standing sticking point has been the push to have the countries set targets to cut virgin plastic polymer production, which has been vehemently opposed by countries such as Saudi Arabia. Delegates from nearly 170 countries who gathered in Busan, South Korea, failed to agree on a framework agreement to eliminate plastic pollution despite a week of negotiations. While this was the fifth and officially final round of talks of an intergovernmental negotiation committee that began in 2022, ultimately the chasm between the bloc of the countries, those that saw cutting plastic production as necessary to eliminate plastic waste and those that did not proved too wide to overcome. Countries, however, have decided to resume negotiations likely sometime next year, tentatively called the INC 5.2. At the other end, other delegates saw proceedings as trying to reach beyond addressing plastic pollution. We have observed attempts to stretch this mandate beyond its original attempt, which is plastic pollution, said Salman Al-Ajmi, who spoke for Kuwait. Everyone is bringing their own lenses and turning it into the pretext for trade restrictions, economic agendas, and commercial competition disguised as environmental action. New HIV infections deaths on the decline. Prevalence in adults continues to be high in Mizoram and Nagaland. The country is committed to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal of eradicating AIDS by 2030, he said, and cited on the ongoing phase fifth of the National AIDS and STD Control Program. The prevalence continues to be high among the high-risk groups such as females, workers, transgender people, truckers, and migrants. India's sustained efforts have ensured that the prevalence of HIV and epidemic in the country remained in low levels over the next years, with new infections in 2023 almost 44% lower than in 2010. While AIDS-related deaths declined by 79%, said Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare J.P. Nadda on the World AIDS Day on Sunday, December 1st, 2024. Data released by the ministry added that the HIV prevalence in adults continue to be high in the Mizoram and Nagaland, closely followed by the Manipur. Further, its rising trend in the Punjab is a cause of concern. At last, there is a famous personality, Mother Teresa, born Agnes Gonzaga Bojazihu, was a renowned Roman Catholic nun and a humanitarian. She founded the Missionaries of Charity, a religious congregation dedicated to serving the poorest of the poor. From the biography point of view, Mother Teresa was born in Skopje, Macedonia in 1910. She moved to India at the age of 18 to join the Sisters of Loreto. She decided to devote her life to serving the impoverished and marginalized in the slums of the Kolkata, formerly Calcutta. Her compassion and tireless work earned her widespread recognition and numerous awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. Mother Teresa's Missionaries of Charity expanded globally, with the nuns working in the over 133 countries. They focused on providing care for those suffering from HIV, AIDS, leprosy, and tuberculosis, as well as running orphanages, schools, and soap kitchens. Mother Teresa passed away in 1997, but her legacy continues through the Missionaries of Charity and countless lives situated. She was canonized as a Saint Teresa of Calcutta in 2016, further solidifying her place as a revered figure in the Catholic Church and a symbol of selfless service to humanity. Mother Teresa shares a famous quotation. She says that a sacrifice to be real must cost, must hurt, must empty ourselves. The fruit of silence is prayer. The fruit of prayer is faith. The fruit of faith is love. The fruit of love is service. The fruit of service is peace. Thank you.